This is the MSI Aegis R2AI and Antom. With the Ultra 9 285K and the NVIDIA RTX 5070 Ti or Ti, is this a good pre-built PC? And most importantly, is it worth the money you're paying for? We'll find out in a little bit, but let's talk about the Ultra 9 285K. It's one of the best CPUs at the moment with 24 cores and 24 threads in total, with a maximum frequency of 5.7 GHz. If you're not into the technical details, that basically means it's really cool. Fucking cool. Whatever. You can do a lot of AI tasks with this CPU, but if you're just gaming, you probably don't care about that. A 5070 Ti, on the other hand, is practically just a 5080. I mean, performance-wise, you get the same 16GB of GDDR7 VRAM, but 5070 Ti is slightly weaker. None of that means anything, even to me, unless we take a look at the actual performance that you can expect with this pre-built. So, let's see how it performs, starting with... Well, looks like we're going with Cyberpunk again, so at 4K with ultra settings, no ray tracing and no upscaling, we get a pretty respectable FPS average of around 60 frames per second. Now that's pretty playable, but if you want to squeeze a bit more performance out of it, you'd probably do better with DLSS on. Horizon Zero Dawn at 4K, ultra settings with no upscaling, and we get an average FPS of around 110 to 120 FPS. That's definitely playable and it's definitely smooth. Now what about RDR2, Red Dead Redemption 2? It might be a little bit old now, but it still holds up just fine, at least graphically. So, at 4K ultra settings with advanced settings locked, we get an average FPS of around 90 frames per second. But you might see it jump to about 100 frames per second sometimes. Again, very playable, and you can turn on DLSS if you really want the extra frames, but as it is, it's pretty playable. Now, the rest of the MSI Aegis R2AI is pretty straightforward. 32GB of DDR5 RAM at 6000 MHz. That's pretty fast, with there being 4 slots with 2 being occupied. So you can upgrade that to 64GB with an extra 32GB of DDR5 RAM, but that won't be a necessary upgrade at the moment. To be honest, just let the 32GB be. Regardless, if you do want to upgrade that, I have just the right kit for you. As for the storage, you get 2TB in an SSD, and there are a total of 3 M.2 slots and a few SATA bays if you really need that much storage. Now, this here pre-built PC's got Wi-Fi 7 for really fast and stable Wi-Fi, but again, Ethernet is probably a more practical choice for stability. So, what do I think of this PC? Well, it comes with a keyboard and a mouse, but you probably already have better peripherals. Assuming you don't, then you can use those in the meantime. The Ultra 9 285K is a very powerful CPU, and you can't really ask for more CPU power, especially if you're just gaming. As for the 5070 Ti, well, it's no slouch when it comes to gaming, and you'll have great performance when it comes to 4K gaming, or at least great performance to an extent. You'll probably have to rely on DLSS or frame generation if you want to play games at 4K with ray tracing or anything fancy. So, for $2,500, I think it's an alright pre-built PC. Now comparing that to a previous pre-built PC we covered, the HP Omen 45L, well, the additional raw power of the Ultra 9 285K over the Ultra 7 265K and the Wi-Fi 7 might justify the extra cost, but I don't really see how it would be that practical. From a performance perspective, you do get a few extra frames per second when it comes to gaming, and I guess that's the more important metric here. Either way, both PCs are great, and if you're having a tough time picking, then the more practical choice would be this, the Aegis R2AI. If, however, you just want to spend a little less or save a little more, get the HP Omen 45L instead. Anyway, go ahead, scan these QR codes or click on the links down below for the relevant products and of course, for this pre-built. Thanks for watching, and why don't you leave a like and a sub? It's Tom, have an awesome day.